For years, the crypto world has been waiting, watching, and for XRP holders, the wait has been agonizing. While Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others soared, XRP seemed stuck, trapped. But what if I told you that the very foundations of traditional finance are about to be rocked and that Ripple, the company behind XRP, is the one holding the hammer? Because a monumental shift is underway. A move so audacious, so game-changing it could unlock XRP from its long slumber and propel it to heights we've only dreamed of. We're talking about Ripple making a direct assault on the traditional banking system. And if they succeed, well, buckle up. You've probably heard the buzz, right? Ripple, the company, not just the token, is making some incredibly bold moves. For the longest time, the crypto space has been about disrupting the old guard. But Ripple? They're going a step further. They're trying to become the old guard, but with a crypto twist. My friends, imagine this. According to top analysts, the brilliant mind Vincent Van Cod, someone we always keep an eye on in this space, Ripple is now actively seeking something absolutely unprecedented for a crypto-native institution, a full-blown banking charter and direct access to a Federal Reserve master account. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just about moving money faster, this is about deep systemic integration. If they get this, Ripple wouldn't just be partnering with banks, they would be a bank. A crypto-native bank with the same privileges and capabilities as a multi-billion-dollar traditional financial institution. So what does this really mean for Ripple, for the future of finance, and most importantly, for your XRP holdings? Let's break down these mind-blowing implications because each one is a domino ready to fall. First, and this is huge, if approved, Ripple could hold reserves directly with the Fed. Think about it. Right now, most crypto companies, even the large ones, have to rely on traditional banks as intermediaries. They store their funds there, subject to those banks' rules, hours, and, potential bottlenecks. But Ripple, they'd cut out the middleman. They'd operate on an elite level alongside just a tiny handful of the most trusted financial institutions in the world. This is about power, efficiency, and honestly unprecedented financial autonomy for a crypto entity. Secondly, imagine the services. Ripple would be able to offer legitimate, full-fledged banking services. We're talking about deposits, payments, and even potentially integrated fiat and crypto accounts. This isn't some fringe DeFi app. This would be regulated, robust, and accessible banking, but with the speed and innovation of blockchain technology baked right in. This is how you bridge the gap between the old world and the new. Now, this next one is where it gets really interesting for us, the XRP army. Vincent Van Cod speculates that with this charter, Ripple could potentially lend money using XRP or other crypto assets as collateral. Yes, you heard me right. Imagine getting a loan, locking up your XRP on-chain, and accessing capital, all within a fully regulated FDIC-insured framework. This would unlock immense liquidity and utility for XRP itself, moving it far beyond just a cross-border payment token. Fourth, Ripple's core strength cross-border remittances would hit hyperdrive. They already excel here, offering faster, cheaper international payments than traditional SWIFT systems. But with a banking license, their scale, their reach, and their legitimacy would be amplified exponentially. This isn't just an improvement, it's a potential revolution in how global money moves, making them an unstoppable force in the trillion-dollar remittance market. And finally, the absolute kicker, the one that could truly change the perception of crypto for millions FDIC insurance. Van Cod even speculates that Ripple's bank could offer FDIC protection up to $250,000 per account. And here's the game changer. Potentially even include some cryptocurrencies in that coverage. Think about the psychological barrier this breaks. For so long, crypto has been seen as risky, volatile, unprotected. But with FDIC insurance, that brings a level of trust and mainstream acceptance that crypto has desperately needed. This is not just a leap forward. It's a giant, audacious bound for crypto legitimacy in the United States and potentially globally. So, with these seismic shifts potentially on the horizon for Ripple as a company, what does this mean for the asset itself, for XRP? For far too long, the XRP price has been, well, let's be honest, stuck. While others have skyrocketed, XRP has felt like it's been treading water, battling regulatory headwinds and general market malaise. But now, the technicals are telling a different story. And it's a story that aligns perfectly with Ripple's escalating ambitions. Looking at the charts, a classic bullish pattern has emerged, the falling wedge. This isn't just some random squiggle. A falling wedge typically signals that a bearish trend is exhausted and a powerful reversal, a trend change, is imminent. We've seen the current week's candlestick push right up against the upper resistance trend line of this falling wedge. It's teasing us, hovering on the precipice. But here's the critical point, my viewers. To truly confirm the strength of this potential breakout, we need a strong, decisive close above that resistance line. That's the signal we're watching for. And it's not just the price action. Let's look at the relative strength index, the RSI. This indicator is actively defending the crucial 50 mean level. XRP has consistently fluctuated above this metric, which is a key sign that despite the sideways movement, the underlying momentum remains bullish. It's like a coiled spring, building pressure. So, if the RSI continues its ascent and forms a higher high, that would be the double confirmation, validating the breakout from that wedge resistance and honestly, clearing the path for something truly spectacular. Think about it for a moment. A company on the verge of redefining its very role in global finance, combined with a technical chart pattern that's basically screaming bullish reversal. This isn't just some random coincidence. This is convergence. And as if that wasn't enough to get your heart racing, let's not forget the whispers, the rumors, and the increasing probability of an XRP spot ETF approval. Major analysts from Bloomberg like Eric Balchunas and James Seyffart, who've been incredibly accurate with previous Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF predictions, are now putting the odds of an XRP ETF approval at a staggering 95% by the end of 2025. An XRP ETF would unlock a tidal wave of institutional capital, bringing in investors who, until now, couldn't touch crypto directly due to regulatory hurdles or internal mandates. This isn't just retail money, this is multi-billion-dollar funds, pension funds, wealth managers, waiting on the sidelines. The moment that approval hits, it could unleash an unprecedented demand shock for XRP. So, what does all of this culminate in? What's the target? If this falling wedge breakout plays out, and if Ripple's banking ambitions truly materialize, combined with the near certainty of an XRP ETF, the numbers being thrown around by analysts like Vincent Van Cott are not just hopeful, they are astounding. So, the technical target from this falling wedge breakout, it actually hints at a whopping 78% rally to the upside. And where does that take us? A staggering $3.96 per XRP. Imagine that. After all the waiting, all the consolidation, a near 80% move fueled by fundamental shifts and, honestly, confirmed by technical indicators. And, that's not even the most bullish prediction out there. Remember, the analysis also mentioned that the increased odds of an XRP ETF approval may push XRP towards $3. This aligns perfectly with the initial legs of the move. Some even speculate higher, given the scale of Ripple's banking aspirations. We could be looking at a multi-leg rally with $3.96 as just the initial major target. My viewers, we are witnessing a pivotal moment for Ripple and XRP. The company is actively positioning itself not just at the forefront of blockchain innovation, but at the very heart of the global financial system. This isn't just about a token, it's about a financial infrastructure revolution, and XRP is right at its core. The price has been stuck, yes, but the forces aligning now are too powerful to ignore. The foundation is being laid, the patterns are forming, and the institutions are coming. The question isn't if XRP will break out, but when and how high it will ultimately go as it bridges the gap between traditional finance and the decentralized future. The content of this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and carry significant risks, including the potential loss of principal. Always conduct your own thorough research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. I am not a financial advisor.